Loss of a loved one is a massive loss that cannot be explained. How much more loss of a spouse? Loss of a spouse is so big that it puts one in a state of confusion, so much pain, and lack of zeal to move ahead in life. One tends to wonder, how does one survive this pain, and what are the possible things you can do that will help ease the journey of healing? That is why we have with us as our guest a strong woman who has been through it and has been able to find her smile again. Hello everyone, welcome to True Mother's Tears. My name is Zaina Mahmoud. I'm a grief loss and a parenting coach. If you're new to our channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell on notification to be notified whenever there's a new video from us. And if you've been with me, like I always say, thank you so very much for hanging in there. Thank you for being with me. You have been such a blessing to me, and I pray that I'll be a bigger blessing to you. Today, like I said earlier, we're going to be talking about the loss of a spouse. What are the things you can help yourself with when you're grieving the loss of a spouse? And I have with me a special guest. I learned so much from her. I was inspired by her story, and I feel like it's something I want to share with us out there. You never can tell who is presently going through the pain. He or she can learn from her experience, and it can help ease the journey of healing. Today we'll have with us, she's going to introduce herself. Please, do you mind introducing yourself?
My name is Mrs. Adisa Olabisi. I am the proprietress of Imperial Legacy School.
Thank you so very much for being our guest, for agreeing to honor our invitation to be our guest on True Mother's Tears. Thank you so very much. So please, I understand that you lost your husband 2 years ago. I'm very sorry about that. May his gentle soul rest in peace. Can you give us a bit background of your husband?
Yes. My husband's name is Adisa Olabisi. He hailed from Oyo State. He was an engineer working for a company in VI. We met when I was 20 years old. He's 10 years older than me. And 3 years after, we got married.
How many kids?
We have 4 kids. And I became widowed at the age of 36 years.
So sorry about that. And then can you give us a bit background of your relationship with your husband? How was it living with him? How was it
The
like?
relationship with my husband was energetic.
Wow.
It was beautiful. We do things together. We raised our kids together. For every child I had, he was there.
Wow. He was a very supportive husband.
Very supportive. He lived a very healthy life. He was eating fresh food. He was wearing good clothes.
He liked to show. He liked to be the
he
guy.
He likes taking me out. Wow. Meet my wife. She's so beautiful.
That must have been really interesting. So you had a wonderful marital life.
I had a wonderful marital life, though with ups and downs. But
yeah, every marriage
was awesome.
The good parts were more remarkable.
Remarkable, I can tell you.
Thank you so very much. What led to the loss of your husband? What happened?
We live in Mabro, and there was road construction going on Long Bridge that has taken a lot of time to finish. So he's the leader of his department. I used to meet up with early morning meeting, 7 a.m.
Okay.
So he left the house this morning on the 20th of January 2020 with a bike.
Okay.
And not just a regular bike, it's OP bike that comes to pick me. That's not the first time. He has been picking for the past 1 month.
Okay.
Then half the white.
The bike takes him to the office, or he drops
him at OPIC where he joins the staff bus.
Oh, okay.
In the morning.
Okay.
So
to meet up early to beat the heavy traffic was why he was taking the
around
go-kart.
5 o'clock.
Okay.
He's supposed to get to OPIC around 5:25. His staff bus
Takes him up.
Yes, from OPIC 5:30. So on or before 7, he will be in the office for the meeting. He has been doing that for weeks.
Okay.
So on this fateful day, it's January. We just changed our children's school from where they were to a new school in Fortwright Gardens.
Okay.
And I had a 2-month-old baby. That fateful morning when he was leaving the house, he said he was going to pay the children's school fees first thing when he gets to the office.
Okay.
So around 6 o'clock, I stood up for Salat. 8 a.m. in the morning, I received a call from the school
that the money hadn't been paid.
The money hadn't been paid because I told them, before it took to be paid. So I told them to be patient. Maybe there was network issues, but they should be rest assured that before the close of work that day, the money will drop. Yes, to be paid. What then happened? Around 9, I started calling him. I called several times.
There was no response.
There was no response. It was just ringing. So I became apprehensive because even if my husband is with
in a meeting,
it was with Muhammad Buhari. He said, "Excuse me, I'll call you back." So that really got me agitated. I felt unusual. I kept on calling and calling. I was just apprehensive that something bad might have happened. I was thinking about kidnapping. I wasn't even thinking about death. I was thinking about kidnapping. At a point, I was just apprehensive. So I called a friend of mine, Fancy. I told her what happened. I've been calling my husband. I even called my neighbor. Okay, my neighbor called me that morning. That marvelous, telling me that he needed my husband's elder brother's number.
Okay.
That he wants to visit his office for a contract, not knowing that he just wanted to get the number from me, so they could inform him. So he said,
they had heard.
Everybody around already knew what happened.
Okay.
I think when they checked this contact, they were able to get neighbors, they were able to get families, so they called.
Oh, okay.
But my call was not picked because my name was saved with Sweetheart, so they would know definitely that this is his wife. So shortly after, I told the man I was going to look for him. He said, "Why do I need to look for him? Maybe he forgot his phone in the vehicle. Maybe." I told him no, I just have to. So on my way, I kept on calling them. I called his colleagues in the office. So Mr. Ibina picked my call and said, "Madam," I asked him, "Have you seen my husband today?" He said, "No, they haven't seen him, but they heard he was involved in an accident."
Wow.
And he had a severe injury on his leg that I should meet them at emergency unit 7 up.
He was the one that told you that.
He was the one that told me that. So getting there, I met the whole wide world there. All my neighbors, family members. So I knew it had happened. So, but I didn't believe it happened.
Yeah.
So the doctor came to me telling me he was involved in an accident. I should just be patient. He's fine. He's alive. I was just calm. I have this unusual calmness. And I asked, "Can I see my husband?" He said, "Not yet." So shortly after, another doctor came and said, "Madam, your husband is dead." So I didn't even know how to react. I just lost it. And one good thing I did was I did this sajat sujud. And
gratitude
sujud. I prayed hard. People pulled me up. I said no. I just requested that, "Can I still say him?" So he said, "Do I really want to say this?" I told him, "Yes, I want to say him." So getting there, I saw blood, all the parts on his body, and I touched him. He said, "No, don't touch him." I said, "I just have to touch him." I touched him and I felt good.
I remember just from what you said that you just had to touch him and you felt good. And during my own time, I requested that they give me my baby because I felt like holding him was going to have a way of calming me down. Because now I'm resonating with what you're saying because I had the same feeling. But even though I was denied, and I still feel bad that I was. So my next question will be: I'm so sorry about the loss. I'm so sorry that you had to go through this at such a young age. Okay, my other question is, how were you able to cope with that news? Did you faint? Did you just enter a form of trance? Were you in denial?
I know I've had terrible dreams in the past.
Okay.
So I felt this
Was a dream.
was one of my terrible dreams. I'm going to wake up. I just have to. So I was just playing along, I entered the vehicle, I was going home. I didn't
This is
cry.
not real.
This
You were
is
having
not
in
real.
mind that this is a dream.
This is a dream. That I'll wake up soon. Getting home again, I saw multitudes of people from everywhere, family members, everybody. Hey, where is she? And knowing fully what I had a 2-month-old baby, everybody was scared for me. They felt, this mom might get herself injured, because they knew the level of closeness I had with my husband. I was able to pull myself together. I entered my room. I could not even breastfeed my daughter anymore. I was
so
just
confused.
Confusion would be an understatement. I was in trance.
Yeah, that's the word because I know that situation.
At a point, I started consoling people. In my mind, I felt, this man will come back home.
Yeah.
Don't
bother yourself.
Don't bother yourself.
So this brings me to my next question. What was the involvement, or how did you feel the involvement of family and friends? Was their support did it lift you? Did you see it helping you through? Did you want the support? Was there a time where you felt the presence of people was overwhelming you and you needed a break, or were you enjoying it all through? What was the effect? What was the effect of the presence of people, or was there no effect, or was there no presence of people at all?
Yes, I had a lot of friends, family. They came, spend days with me. But I was at the point I just wanted everybody to leave because I had to think. They didn't allow me to process anything. They just wanted me to watch TV, they wanted me to talk,
laugh, they wanted me to laugh, they wanted to share
which
jokes.
I did, but I felt everybody just leave me, I need to be alone. So shortly after like a month, they all left. Then I was left with my mom and my children. And my mom fell ill suddenly. We didn't know what happened at first.
So that was it. And you felt when they all left, the vacuum was now very clear.
So 2020 was a peculiar year because we had COVID-19.
Yes.
COVID-19, yes. My business was still running January. I did not close for a day. I jumped, when it hits me, I hit the ground running because I knew there were a lot of challenges ahead of me.
Yeah.
Whenever I think of the kind of lifestyle I have, the kind of school my children attend, and that just
spoil you to move
on. It spoiled me to move on. So I moved on quickly.
So what you're trying to say is that you really didn't take time to grieve for a long time. You just you channeled your grieving energy to work.
Yes.
And then you were just like a rolling stone.
Yes, I channeled it to work. I started almost immediately. It really helped me.
You didn't feel like you were like you kept your grieving, you kept it at bay. Maybe it was something that was going to grow and face you someday. Did you feel comfortable just pouring all your energy into work, and with that it made you think less, it made you feel the pain less?
Yes, it did. The job was a support for me. And there is no how we will not feel
the absence
of your
the spouse. Yes.
And March, the COVID was, we had to
that
stay
was
at
when
home.
That was the lockdown period.
We all had to stay at home during the lockdown period. I got a lot of support from friends and family coming around every other day, every other week, and with my children around, we cried together at times, we prayed together. I was able to, they were always looking at my face. Mommy, are you crying? Mommy, are you sad? Mommy, what's wrong with you? Mommy, always watching out for me. So, and I had to do a lot of cover up.
Yes, because you know that your breaking down is them breaking down
of them. I had to encourage them through online lessons. I also took online lessons myself. I had like 15 staff then doing online, so I was occupied. In the morning we wake up, 9 o'clock you're having literacy, 10 o'clock you're having numeracy, and I had to follow up on all that, all reports. So I was occupied with the children and all. I didn't really feel it.
Okay.
I didn't.
Thank God for that. Like I would say indirectly you've answered this. My next question was going to be what are the steps that facilitated your healing? You've explained that in the question I asked earlier by saying
I wish I knew the steps then. I was just living life as it comes.
Okay.
Now, being a Muslim, I have it at the back of my mind. It could have been me.
That would have gone.
Yes. Anyone would have gone. Allah didn't tell it that way. And definitely I'm not going to live forever too. So if it was me, we didn't move on. So, I had managed myself. I went online. I saw a lot of videos about widowhood. I read a lot, and there is this friend in Canada. Her name is Mutiat.
Okay.
She was a very good support. She was my husband's friend's wife, my husband's best friend's wife.
Okay.
His best friend died 3 years before he died.
Wow.
Yes. So when she heard of my husband's death, she was just there, feeling the gap.
Supportive.
No, you don't have to think. No, this is going to injure you. You don't have to think suicide. You don't have to be depressed.
And because she's experienced it,
yes,
she knew what you were going to experience at different stage.
She knew exactly.
So she was, before you get there, she had given you the cushion effect.
A group on Telegram where we have widows of different ages, the old and
from all over the world.
Okay. So we're able to share our experiences, and I felt it's not the end of life.
Yes.
Yes, loss of a spouse will definitely happen at one point in everyone's life.
Yes.
So that's really going. Okay. So anytime I want to feel depressed, I just remember that it could happen to you, and you're not going to be here forever.
That's nice. Liz, it was, for you to have it in mind that what if I had gone and my husband was alive, what would my husband do? My husband would definitely want to see that the kids are fine and then they are moving on well. So that was what encouraged you to also do what your husband would have done in your absence.
Yes.
That's a good one. Then my next question is, how did you console the kids? What was that thing you were always doing to reduce the pain they were going through as a result of daddy not being around anymore?
My kids did not really come up with questions that could be thought-provoking because on the following day when we were going to bury my husband, they were all there.
How old were you? said you had a 2-month-old baby.
Yes.
The younger one before the youngest. How old was it?
It was 5 years old.
It was 5 years old, and he knew what was going on.
He asked me, "Mommy, who is that? Who is wrapped in white?" I told him that is your dad. He said, "No, that can't be my dad. My daddy went to office yesterday morning." And I told him, "That is your dad. He is dead." Wow. And he asked, "Would he come back?" I told him he's never going to come back. He's gone forever. And he said, wow, gone forever.
Gave it to him.
I just gave it to him, and he said, wow. And my second born, that's my 10-year-old, she asked, "Are you sure he's never going to come back?" I told her, yes, he's never going to come back. But my firstborn understood everything. She was
How old was
just all in tears. She was 11 years.
Wow.
She was 11 years. She was all in tears. Daddy, because she was the closest
to daddy.
It was obvious that my husband loved her. Seriously.
His first daughter, fathers and first daughters, you never can come in between them. Even mothers, many cases can't come in between them. So I can understand that.
So whenever we go, during our prayer time, my son will always tell me that he has been praying that daddy comes back home. Is it that Allah does not answer prayers? But you said whenever I pray, he answers my prayer. There was a day I prayed for wristwatch, he brought it, but he would never bring my father again.
I can
I told
imagine.
him, people die once. You die once and you don't come back. Yes. So you have to live your life as if it's the last. It's good. So I just give him lift to teams, admonitions, and forget about it.
Kids, they can be very amazing at how they will take things. Because sometimes you're looking at yourself, you're looking at the kids, you're like, how will they cope? But it will amaze you that once you explain to them, especially very kids that are emotionally balanced,
yes,
you see you even be encouraged with the way they are taking it. I Thank God for that. My next question will be, what were the measures you put in place to help them heal? To help your kids heal? What did you do so that you will not see them cry, even though I know that they really didn't understand the gravity of what was going on? What were the things in your, as a mother, you did to help them so that they have less of those feeling the absence of daddy? Was there anything you did?
Yes.
Like you said that there were online classes you registered them. Was there more?
There was more, because my husband was a good cook.
Okay.
He loves fruit, he buys fruit every time, he makes sure we have fresh fruits at home and all that. So now I know that's what my children really enjoy. They prefer their daddy cooking for them, and they tell me, Mommy, your food is not delicious, my daddy's food is delicious and all that. So I made sure we had fruit at home, and made sure I cook on time. And it was the day I forgot to cook. I didn't know what happened that day.
You were carried away with work.
Carried away with work, and my son came to me, Mommy, if my daddy was alive, he would have given me love.
That was
And
a reawakening statement for you.
Your daddy is no more, and I am feeling the place of daddy and mommy. So you have to understand with me. All those things that you have timely, regularly, might not come timely and regular anymore. You just have to.
Mommy has to work.
Mommy has to work. Mommy has to pay fees. Mommy has to do this and that. So you have to be patient. If you are hungry, go for cereal. You might not have the amala, rice and everything timely the way you should. And if there are no fruits at home, the rest assured I'll buy it. It might not be immediate. And he understood. So whenever there is no food, he just comes, Mommy, can I have cereal? I don't have cereal. Mommy, can I have some fruits? Please go have some. And whenever there is no fruit at home, I will tell him, we are not going to have food this week till next week. So you have to make do with water and you have a home.
And he understood.
So gradually we are growing together, understanding ourselves, and the pressure, the burden is
reducing.
Dropping.
Did you change the environment? You know, sometimes I've heard that some people in the process of healing, they tend to change the environment where that incident happened so that to fast track their healing process. So did you see the need to take them away from the house where you were staying as a family, maybe to another place for a while, or totally change their environment? Did you do that?
I didn't.
There was no need for that.
There was no need for that.
Okay, that's nice. My next question will be, what were the faith-based activities? As a Muslim, you are a Muslim, right? What were the things you did as a Muslim that you feel helped you? What were those things that you were now holding on to? You didn't miss doing them, that you feel that these were part of the things that helped me in my healing journey?
Yes. I had a lot of sermon on YouTube. I learned a new askar.
Askar is what? A certain prayer?
A certain prayer.
Okay.
I learned new askar, like self-affirmation askar.
Okay.
That really made me feel good, and I don't miss them. And I thought I prayed in the morning and every day with my children. And after praying with them, we admonish ourselves. We have family structures. We told ourselves how we can get better. I made them know that you have to love yourself if you want others to love you. And that's our scripture.
That's nice. So with that, your children, you give them a platform to speak out their mind. If there was anything that they were not comfortable with, that was a platform where they could express that.
Yes.
That's very wonderful.
And my first daughter would always tell me how she feels. Mommy, I wish that was around. Mommy, I had this challenge in my life. I just told her, well, if you have any challenge with this subject, let me know. I'll find a way to solve it for you.
So my next question is, was there a particular prayer phrase that you were always repeating, that you're always saying, that was like a life-saving jacket for you, that you felt you can't do without? Was there that kind of prayer that you...
Yes. I learned a lot of prayers then. Okay. But there's this particular one I held on to because of the meaning it gives me.
Okay.
It goes like
Can you
this.
share it with us?
Oh my Lord, make me not a burden on anyone. Do not compel me to ask for my needs from anyone. Do not make me dependent on anyone. Oh Allah, to whom everything depends, to whom everything is attached, who is unique, the only one, the absolute, who has no associate nor begets any son. Guide my hands from wrongfulness to righteousness, and deliver me from every distress and fault.
Wow, That's very powerful. I think I'm even going to take that prayer from you. That's very powerful.
I usually pray that, Ya Allah, please give me that which is better than what I have lost. I see that every day.
And I pray He gives that.
I hope so. I really hope. Hopefully He does.
So my next question will be, I'm using myself now. I'm looking at a time when there was a time where I discovered that my baby used to have, there's a toy that he was always fond of. It was a tita kind of, but it was a very big tita. It was like a key holder with different keys. And he loved it because it was of different colors. So I remember very well that when I carry him and carry baby bag and attach it to the edge of the baby bag, he would bend to want to reach out to it. So it was always a very funny sight to me. So when he left, after his demise, I found myself always carrying that key holder with me. So for every time, maybe when I'm changing my bag, you see me keeping that key holder in the new bag. And then it was like, what are you doing with a key holder that is big? You can see that it's not a key that can open door, because it was clear that it was a toy. So people that knew that I had it in my bag were wondering why. And to an extent, I just felt like I had a connection with that key. I knew I was not behaving, that behavior was not normal, but it was consoling. And at a point, my mother saw it. She wanted to take the key away, and I said, no, just leave the key there. Let it. I love it being with me. And I carried it on with me for years. Was there something that, you knew? I knew that it was not normal, but it was as a result of the loss of my son that I had to do that. So in the loss of your husband, was there something that you did that you knew that you had changed? You knew that this loss had affected your personality, but at that time, that was the only way you could react. That was the only way you knew how to react.
Okay, when it happened, I didn't want any of his items to leave the house.
Okay.
I left the wardrobe. In fact, I gave all his dirty clothes to the dry cleaner. I asked them to iron them properly. I put it back into his wardrobe. I left his shoe on the shoe rack. His wristwatch where it used to be. His everything. I didn't want anybody to touch it, and nobody could just talk to me about it.
Was it consoling to you?
It was consoling, because at times I just have to. There's this time I'll wake up in the middle of the night and forget about everything, and coming back, I will remember everything again. This man is dead, he's not coming back. Then I would have panic attack. I would just have to sit in a position for a while, pant very well, then after a while, get up and go to bed.
And you said something about you having, at a point you were hallucinating.
Yes, because at a point I closed my eyes without sleeping for days. In my sleep, I would see the flies moving. I would know the number of times my daughter went to the toilet. I would notice somebody open the gates in the next street. In the middle of the night, my mind wasn't sleeping. I would just close my eyes and be aware of everything happening. So that has been on for like weeks, and I have this strange feeling that I feel I might lose it. What is happening to you? Until this very fateful day. In that same fake sleep.
You said you were hallucinating?
Yes, I wasn't sleeping for days. I wasn't having deep sleep at home. So there was this morning, I woke up around 4. No, my husband woke me up around 4 saying, "Stand up! You sleep too much. Your children are going to school."
You felt you were hearing his voice.
I heard it. I didn't feel. I heard it. Don't you think you should wake up? Children will go to school. We are still sleeping by this time. I was scared to my bone marrow. So when I woke up, I could still hear the word faintly before it fizzled out. And then I knew, wow,
something is losing.
Wow. I stood up. I looked around the house. It was around 4 a.m.
Everybody was still asleep.
Everybody was still asleep. So I felt,
I'm needing help.
Pure hallucination. And thank God I knew what it was.
Okay.
I didn't have to tell my mommy because I knew she would turn it the other way. I didn't have to tell any friend. All I did was took myself to the hospital. Okay, the first day it happened, I fizzled out. I kept thinking about it. I kept thinking about the words that could it be that my husband came home? Could it be that? Could it be that? So the following day, another episode.
Okay. So was it continual thing now?
Yes, following another episode. Now it was smell hallucination. I also woke up around that 4 a.m. perceiving something burnt in the house. Like we had beans on fire and it was already burning. So I ran to the kitchen, there was nothing on fire. I looked around, the smell was so intense. I woke my daughter up. And can you? She said, no, mommy, nothing is smelling. After a while, I went to it fizzled out after like 2 minutes. So in the morning, I went to neighbor's house. I asked them, did they keep beans on fire all through the night? That there was this thing smelling seriously? And they said, no, we didn't burn anything all through the night. Okay, that also went. There was this other day too, around 2 a.m. In my mind, I felt my husband was coming back from office. And another mind told me, that is a lie. He's never going to come back from office. He's dead. I heard this bang at the gate. And the bang was, it became very worrisome for me. I had to stand up. And I felt, well, if someone is at the gate, all I have to do is ask.
And there was nobody at the gate.
And they were asking, who is there? Who is there? Show your face. Who is at the gate? So after a while, it fizzled out again.
That was when you knew you had to see
so in the morning,
the professional.
Neighbors came to me and told me that, Elijah, who came to your house in the middle of the night? We heard you saying who is at the gate, who is at the gate, and I told them it was me. Because I just wanted to hide on this. Was it me? They said, yes, we heard your voice. I said, maybe it was a security guy. Sincerely, I heard somebody bang. Maybe not this gate, but I heard somebody banging the gate. That was why I reached out to her. So it was. So the following, that week I had to visit the hospital. I saw my
You knew that you needed to see a therapist.
I needed to see a professional because I knew I did not breathe well.
And it was affecting you.
I knew at the point I had IBP, I was confused and all that, but I've been able to just,
overcome it.
Thinking that I'm fine,
yes,
good, normal.
The reality was now dawning on you, your body, everything, your mind was responding to the loss.
Yes, my brain was responding badly to the loss. So the psychologist told me that he asked me how my husband died, he took me through the history, what happened after he died, did you cry, how did you take care of the children, did you go back to work? And I realized that I did not
grieve well enough. And it was telling on you.
And I have not been sleeping enough. I close my eyes, but I don't get to sleep. So he told me the last time I slept was.
Okay. So don't be in detail, just brief.
Yes. He said, it's like I've not slept for like a week. I need to sleep.
And then when you slept, did you notice any difference?
When I slept, I noticed the difference. I was given a sedative drug. Okay. I noticed the difference. And he said I should have a regular sleep time and good time. That come with me by 9 p.m. in the night. I should be bed.
So when you
at least have 7 to 8 hours sleep.
Okay. When you now started sleeping well, did the hallucination stop?
It stopped.
Oh, that means to sleep well. Even though I know that sleeping well is a great therapy for somebody grieving. Even if you're not grieving, it's good for the body. But I'm just realizing that lack of sleep at a period of grief could result to hallucinations. So if there's anyone going through it, please just know that you need, no matter what, you need to force yourself to try to get some sleep or get enough rest. Deep sleep. Okay. Then to my next question, what advice do you have for anyone going through such? Because there's so many people, we try to reach out, we're using this medium to reach anyone out there that has lost a spouse. It could be a wife or a husband. What advice would you give to such person?
You should first realize that we are not here forever. At some point, we all have to go. But that point, nobody knows. So it could have been you, it could have been your spouse. Just take it with faith. And always remember there is a life after that.
Okay. Thank you for that. Then my next question is, any hope for marriage? Is there any plan for remarrying in future? I hope you know, because you're still very young.
Yes, yeah, I have plans to remarry in
Oh,
future.
that's why I'm so happy with that response.
Find the
Thank
right
you
person,
for giving us your time. Thank you so very much. And we hope that if we come knocking on your door for maybe another video, you honor our
I
invitation.
will definitely do that for
Thank you so
anytime.
very much.
You're welcome.
So thank you so very much for sticking with me as we engage with our friend, and I hope we've all learned one or two things from her. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new, and if you've been with me, if you're an old subscriber, thank you so very much. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell on notification to be notified whenever there is a new video. And for old subscribers, thank you so very much. Thank you so much. Till we meet in our next video, do have a lovely weekend. Bye bye.